Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we will develop our approver application and we will give approver to option approve or reject that particular travel instance. We have already created our processor application. The processor have access to create, update, delete, travel, booking and booking supplement detail. But for the approval, we don't want to give the approver create and delete option. We will give some of the updatable field and we will give option him to approve and reject particular travel instance, but we don't want to give him create and delete option for the travel and booking supplement. We don't want to give any of the editable access, neither create, update and delete. To do that, we have to create the separate application, but we have already created our base BO. In the base BO, we have the CDS detail, all the base CDS behavior detail, and we have the base behavior definition as well. On top of that, we have the projection behavior and the projection CDS use for the processor, which we have already created, and the service definition and service binding as well. For the processor, we have already created, but for the approver, today we will create quickly the CDS projections and the behavior definition projection. On top of that, we will create service definition and service binding. This entire part we will do today quickly. I will not gonna go in coding detail because most of the things whatever discussed here, same things are here, just we will gonna use existing code. So what we will do, on top of our base BO structure, YI travel Techum and YI booking Techum, we will create the travel approver RAM and booking approver RAM. As I told you, we will not display any booking supplement detail for the approver. We just display travel and booking detail only. So for the approver, the application will look like this. He will be not having access to create and delete, but he will be having access to reject and accept travel in the list page, and the object page he will be having having option to accept reject travel, and some of the field he can change also. Edit button we will give, but not for all the fields. Some of the field we will make editable. And booking page as usual, but that will be neither it will be creatable, updatable or deletable. We remove all the access, just we will display the detail on the booking page, and the for booking detail which we will display in the second facet in the list form. And once you click on that any particular instance of booking, you can see the booking detail in again another object page that is also not editable. Like that, we will quickly create this particular application and we will implement action called approve and reject. Let's jump into the system, create this all artifact quickly. Quickly revise the artifact which we have created till now. So we have three base table. On top of three base table, we have created the interface views. On top of three interface view, for the processor app, we have already created the consumption view. We have behavior definition, interface behavior definition, and we have the consumption behavior definition also we have created for the processor, not for the approver till now. So what we will do now, for the processor we have service binding also and the service definition also. Now we will create for the approver different layer, consumption layer. To create different consumption layer, so what I will do, right click on our travel interface view and create another consumption view for the approver. To do that, you just right click, new data definition. On top of this particular base view, you can write ZC. Instead of Z, I will use Y. I already created with Z. I just want to show you guys YC travel approver underscore am I will create, and I can give the approver projection travel and click on next button, and you have to select here projection view and click on finish button. It will create the projection view for the approver, not for the processor. So approver, we are using the approver. I would have used processor for the processor, but I didn't use, I used tag simply. So you, based on your requirement, you can choose the naming convention. We are getting the error since it is the root view. So we have to define the root keyword here, define root view entity is a projection, and root, not RR, OT, root view, and we will be getting one warning, shift F1. And let me create quickly the one projection view for our booking as well. New data definition. Again, I will use the YC booking approver app, and this is for the projection app, projection for the booking for the approver. Let me click on next button, and again select the projection and click on finish. So let me open both parallelly quickly. If you see this one, here we are getting one warning over here. We can remove. Okay, transactional provider we have to add. You can just to control space, and provider contract we can add as a transactional query, and it will be the navigated to the your, as I told you in my previous video also, we don't need to provide separate provider contract for the booking and the travel. It will automatically navigate to that one. So for this fields, I will not gonna create the metadata file separately. I will just embedded the metadata. So I have already created this one, just I have to copy paste. I just quickly explain you guys, because the same thing we did for the travel processor we are doing for the approver as well, apart from small things mistake. So I have already one package which I have already created the data definitions for the booking and travel. So I will just copy paste most of the thing. I would have used same, but I just want to create in front of you. So what we will do, so as I told you, I will do one by one thing every time. First we will establish the relationship between our booking and travel. So in this, to establish the relationship, as I told you, this is the travel entity and this is booking, and we have to write the redirected to composition child, and we have to give the consumption view child name. To relationship, we have to establish the relationship between our parent and child. That we will do. Then we will do the annotation work, and here also we will do for the booking also. In the booking, where is my booking? We have the travel, so we can say here redirected to parent, and we can give the parent name YC underscore control C travel approval M. Something I did wrong. Wait one second. Redirected to parent. Oh, it's not available. We didn't activate it both yet, so that is the reason it might be saying it is both are not available. Let's activate quickly both the travel and booking consumption view for the approver. Let me click on OK button. Select both the things together and activate together. This time we have 2-level hierarchy. I think it will be activated successfully. We'll get successful message. It's activating 2 objects in progress still. So meanwhile, let me come here. Wait, it's still activating. Oh, objects got activated. So now we have established the relationship between both. So now we will do one by one all the annotations as I told you. To display the header information and title on the our list report page, we will give this, and we to make search equal to searchable equal to true, we will give this header annotations as I told you. And for the, I want to create 2 facet, one for to display the travel detail on the object page, and second for the booking list detail. We want, that is the reason we want to create, we did in the same thing we did in our processor app. I want to do here as well. So let me quickly create these 2 facet. I created, I have explained in detail. If you don't know what all are these are the annotations, you can watch out that video. Now quickly give this positions, line item position for our list report page, and identification position for our object page for the travel entity. So quickly give. So control C for the travel entity we are giving. So that is the reason I would have used same thing, but to explain quickly, I use this one. Same way we are giving the control C Control Z, Control C. For the item also, let me increase this size. So you can say for line item 10 position and importance high means whenever you make searchable true, it will give importance to this particular field rather than other fields when you do search on the search field. So agency ID, we have the line item, position, identification, and we have as a selection field filter for filter criteria. We gave the value help also from our one of the entity, and we are using this element for value help. So this is the our agency ID annotations. These all the annotations I already have explained. In same way, we have Control C. We want to display the agency name also. So that is the reason we just give the agency name, but that agency name detail we have to declare additional field in consumption view, which we don't have. So I have declared like that agency name. Shift F1 if you do, every error got removed. So this is how we are doing. And now for the customer ID also we are having the line item, selection field, identifiable reference, value help, and the tags, object model tags. These all the detail again we will display for the customer ID as well. Control V, Shift F1. And the customer name again we have to declare explicitly. We have to take from the association because we don't have, that is the reason we are getting the error. So we got the customer name and the begin date. Control C, Control V. Okay, customer name we have to Control X. We have to display here. Control V. Annotations. Delete. Shift F1. And the begin date and end date positions also we have to define on the object page only we are displaying. That is the reason identification only, we don't have the list item. So again begin date and end date, Shift F1. And next is the booking fee. Booking fee also we are displaying on the list and item both pages. And this is the searching priority as a medium we have put, and currency we establish the relationship between booking fee and the currency code. That is mandatory, otherwise we will get error when we are activating. And next is the total price. Same thing we have to do. Control V. For the description as well, currency code we have to give the value help. Control C, Control V. And the description we have to give the line item and UI reference. I'm lot of copy pasting I'm doing, but I have already explained these all the things, so you can watch out if you are not understanding what all are these things, my previous videos. And the description, after the description we want to, this is the very important field on our UI. So as of now, okay, let me explain quickly. Because we are gonna define two actions, as I told you, on this particular application. So we have, along with the line item position, we have the action button also, and we have to define this action page not only on the our list report page. This is for the list report page. These two actions, 4 actions I have already explained in my previous video: accept and reject travel, and the label we have given. And we want to display same 2 button on the object page as well. So that is the reason we have defined in the identification annotation, UI annotation, that particular action. So both the pages, these 2 actions will be available. So this is the new things for this application. This we didn't do for the our processor application. So these actions will be available only for the approver, not for the processor. So other thing is okay. Shift F1, and we have to define the sum of the field as a hidden, and I have to define this one, text field for the status. Control V, that is hidden on the created by this all. I don't want to display in front end. Instead of I want to fill this all the detail in my, I already have filled also for the copy travel button, created by and created date, last change date, this, and these all are the we can get system information. So we don't want to display this on the UI. This should be filled automatically in the backend. So these are the information I don't want to display, and other things are same, whatever we have done. So like that, these are the annotation you have to do. These annotation I didn't create the separate metadata extension file. Instead of I created in the same application. You can do based on your application. If your application is bigger, you will use MDEs, but most of the time we should create separate MDEs, not in the same MDE. So like that we did. Let me do Shift F1, Control F3. So same thing we will do for the booking also. We did for the travel entity, and we will do for the booking as well. So I have already created one booking approver M. So I will again refer this same application here. I'm doing very quickly because it's it will again repeating same thing is not good thing. So just copy this header information, same we did for the travel. Control V, then Control C. For travel, we want to display one object page for the booking also. So that is the reason we have created one facet, and we made the travel ID as a searchable. Same we will do for the booking ID. Control V. Same we will do for the booking date. Control C. Line item and identification reference we will add, so it will display on the list of the second facet of the travel object page, and for booking object page it will display that particular at the 30 position. So like that we have to do for the customer ID as well. Control C, Control V, and we want to display the customer name instead of customer ID. So that is the reason I have given this customer name, and we want to display the carrier ID. Control C, Control V on the both the pages, and carrier instead of ID we want to display the name. So not carrier ID, not the connection ID. Control X, sorry guys, Control X, Control V, and we want to display the carrier name. Control C, Control V, and connection ID also we want to display this information on the both the pages. So that is the reason. Line item, connection ID, this is 60 position we already displayed. Connection ID we have displayed. Now flight date on the 70 position. So let me display control flight date, and the flight price on the 80th position, flight price on the 80th position, and the currency code I don't want to display, but I want to display the booking because that will be displayed along with the prices, so no need to worry. So I will display booking status. So we have booking status field here, so I will display here. Control V, and last thing, we don't want to display the booking status text, but we want to display the status text. And localize, you already know the localize if you watched my previous video, to display in the local language. We are using this localized. And last change 8, other fields should be read only. So Control C, we have the last change 8. We are using this last change 8 for the e-take purpose. We will be needing e-take for our approver app as well, because we are modifying some of the fields. That is the reason. Booking, other things are similar. Let me activate quickly. Control F3. So we created now our both the for the approver, travel approver and booking approver projection views. Now on top of this particular behavior definition I want to create for the our travel. So to create the behavior definition, you have to select your travel approver and right click, create behavior definition. Before that, let me see something error is there. Control F3 and Control F3 both are activated successfully. We don't have any error. So now we will go to the travel approver app, right click, and the create new service, new behavior definition. So behavior definition name will be similar as I told you in my previous video as well. Let me click on finish button. Here some of the things I want to do, that's very important. I want to use e-take, so that is the reason I will use the keyword use e-take for the defined, not here, Control Z, sorry, I did wrong way, caps lock off, use e-take field I want to use, and I don't want to give the create option, so Control Shift less than, and the delete option I don't want to do, update option I want to give, accept and travel action I want to give, but copy travel I don't want to give, and create by association also I don't want to give that option to the user, and I don't want to give any of the editable thing for the booking entity, Control Shift less than. So this is how our behavior definition look like. I just want to give an update option, I want to give e-take option, and just accept and reject, that's it. Let me activate it, Control F3. Let's create quickly service definition and service binding for this. To create the service definition, we can right click, new, okay, not here, we have to click on our consumption travel approver app and right click here, create new service definition. So again we will give some name, I already created, instead of Z I will give Y, UI travel approver managed app, and we will give approver application, something we can give, and this will create the service for this one. So let me click on next button, and quickly click on finish button. So as of now we will be needing expose YC underscore booking, let me have booking approver app is having, so that's as of now these two. Let me do Control F3 and create quickly service binding as well. So I'm doing very quickly, my main focus to create approve and reject travel button, so that is the reason these all things we have done previously, so that is the reason I'm not going in depth again. So now what I will do, let me select this one, this is service we already created, let me create new service binding for this one, and this we will do Y, I already given some naming conventions, so I will use this one, Y UI travel for approver, and we want to do OData v2, and this is managed, so OData v2 UI and approver, approver app, approver we can write, that's it, that is enough. Next, click on finish, just activate it, Control F3 and publish it, and we will preview quickly data how it is displaying. Till now we didn't implemented the approve and reject button, but we will do those implementation in the our base BO's behavior pool classes. So let me click on publish button, so it will publish and we will be able to see preview our application here itself for the approver. That was very quick. So it is published successfully. Let me select my travel and quickly click on preview button to preview the application. If you didn't log in, it will ask for the login user ID and password. I already log in my Eclipse. Click on go button. So you can see we don't have create and delete option like we were having for travel, but we have reject and accept. If you select one of them, it is got enabled, but we didn't implement it yet, functionality yet to implement. But I just want to show you this is the application look like. If you select this one, you can go to the object page. We have edit option here, but the sum of the fields only editable. I have to make currently all the fields are editable. I have to make some of the fields only editable, so other fields I have to make as a display only as per my requirement. That you can do in the feature control. I will show you that also. Cancel, I don't want to edit, and you can see the booking detail, but I don't have option to create any booking because we didn't enable any create, update, delete for the booking. And you click on any booking, it will show you in the object page. We didn't implemented any facet for the booking supplement and booking supplement page, so that is the reason we don't want to display, but approver not required. So mainly my focus is to implement this accept and reject, and based on this, when user click on accept and reject, that overall status should update. So that is my main focus. So let's quickly implement the accept and reject travel. To implement the accept and reject action, we have to go to our base behavior definition. We have already defined the accept and acceptTravel and rejectTravel actions, and we have to implement this code in the behavior pool class. So let me go to the local types, and we have declared already the acceptTravel and the rejectTravel. Let me implement the acceptTravel first. Control click. So we came here. Now we will implement here acceptTravel button. So here what we will do, first to accept, basically what we want to do, we want to modify the travel entity overall status field as a accepted. So for doing that, I have to see first importing and exporting parameter, obviously, whenever you do implementation. So you can see we are getting something called keys, and we have to pass something in the result. Another thing, three things are as usual. So if you see keys, what we are getting the travel ID. So we can have the travel ID, for which travel ID we want to update our status. And in the result parameter, what needs to pass here, we have to pass the travel ID and something called parameter. In the parameter, I think this is the travel entity entirely we have to pass. Once we have successfully updated, we have to read back and we have to pass this data in the parameter table. So let me implement this particular thing. So first we will use the modify entity statement so modify entities of yi underscore travel takem, control space you can do, and I want to modify this particular business object entity called travel takem. And since I want to modify, so we have to use update entity. This entity I want to do update. In last video we did create. In this video we'll do update modify operation, and update in this case I want to do the fields. Let me use fields keyword. Some of the fields I want update from, not from. I want to update the fields. Which field you want to update? We have overall status field I want to update, and once we update this field with values, we have to pass obviously internal table, update table. So that for which we have to pass the condition for which travel ID you want to update. So we will get that in our keys table. If you do F2 over here in this table, control C. So we'll loop through. There might be scenario you will get the multiple entities to update the instances. So let me loop through this table to create this table. So for ls underscore keys in this table, and once we loop through this table, I want to get the travel ID. So we have to make sure whenever you are using the not F1, F2, I have to do F2. So keys, you can see we have the component group called percentage key also I can use. Always use as much as possible where transactional key. In the transactional key also travel ID. Try to not to use directly field name. I can use the field name directly, travel ID also. Better to use the component group name. So component group also, if you have multiple component group, key component group, always try to use the transactional key, because it will cover all the draft scenario also and normal scenario also. So in this case I will use the percentage tky, control space you can do. tky should be equal to in the ls key what we are reading, that should be percentage tky also available in our scenario, means basically travel ID. In the transactional key we will be having only the travel ID. I want to update, and once we read these all the values, I want to get the result inside the lt underscore travel. So like that I want to do. And most important thing, you are calling the same entity in our behavior pool classes, so you have to use in local mode. So that's very important. I don't want to apply authorization check, and if you want to apply the authorization check, you can write explicitly also, and you can use the authorization check as well if you want to do some authorization. But in this case, I just want to go and update the particular status field, and once it get updated, I will read back the data from the database. So to check it is updated or not, read entities of same travel Techem control space. In local mode, obviously entity name will be the travel Techem, and this time we have to read all the fields. So with all the fields, we have to use all fields with value we have to pass. In this case, I want to pass the value. So in this case, instead of value, I will pass the corresponding field of keys, key table. Whatever the key table have all the travel IDs, those travel IDs I want to pass, and this travel, respective those travel ID, I want to get the data, and that should be filled in the result. I want to get result data should be updated in the LT underscore result. I don't need in above case, I just need this result data. I don't need any reported data or failed data. So as of now, I am thinking that it will successfully updated. We know since we are doing the local mode, we don't need the failed and reported. So read table, we will get the result. Once we get the result, we have to fill back this result in this result. Control C. I have to fill the result in the result tab. Control V. I have to create this table value as what all are the fields are available. First will be the transactional key. Always we have to use transactional key should be equal to. In this case, we have to loop through again this LT result table. So ls result in LT result, because there can be multiple entities, so that is the reason we have to loop through the data. And once we loop through data, then we will fill the transactional key. Percentage tky should be equal to Control C, Control V, percentage tky. And second thing we have to fill, if you do result F2, if you do here, okay, we have transactional key we have to fill, or you can fill directly travel ID also, but I am using the in the travel ID also we have the transactional key, also we have the travel ID only, and second I will fill this param. Control C. Basically this is having all the field of the travel ID, so which we are having in the ls underscore result. So what I will do, so in this case Control V equal to, and whatever we got from the Control C, Control V, and just close this one. Do I am getting any error? What error? It is already declared something like that. For loop we have to use for. I forgot to use for ls result in this LT result, and then we are passing the key fields, then param field, and the result table we have filled. Shift F1 and Control F3. But one more thing, overall status we have to update. What we have to update the overall status, but we have to pass, we forgot to pass the value obviously. So we have to pass the value of the overall status field, should be in this case accepted. So accepted should be, I think, A. I forgot what should be the value. You can check it out in the domain. Accepted A, rejected, cancelled X, and open is O. So you can use A. The same way we will implement the reject travel method as well. Just copy your code, go to Control O. I want to go to reject travel. Somewhere I can see reject travel. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I want to implement same method, or instead of accept, I will use this time X for rejected. Let me see X only. F2. Again, let me see. Domain values are X only. Shift F1. Control F3. Let me put some breakpoint, so we can see the result both the places. Alt O. 1 second. where I am, Control Z, last modified operation, local mode, X is rejected. For the X, last to last modify operation X, and Control O. One second, why not working? Something wrong. Okay, Control O9, acceptTravel. So acceptTravel A and Control, I think that is at last, Control and rejectTravel or stack X. Okay, let me put breakpoint here as well. Control F3. Let me run quickly the application and see how it is working or not. If it is working, how it is working, or if it is not working, what we have to do. So let me go to the travel approval app. It will directly displaying in the preview mode. Good. We can see the button already. We have implemented to see the button in the UI part. Let me click on go button, select one of the operation and click on acceptTravel first, then we will do reject. Breakpoint will trigger or not? I hope so. Breakpoint got triggered, you can see. So in this case, if you see the key table, first we will see the key table, what data we are getting, only the travel ID. CID reference we will get if the travel ID is not available. In this case, we are getting the travel ID. So travel ID 2 I want to update. So that is the reason we will pass one by one. You can select, you can say in the UI you can select multiple travel instance also and click on that accept. So in that case we have to use the we have to handle the multiple entities also. So I'm looping one by one all the entities and I'm setting overall status is a. So let me do F5. I think it got successfully ran. So let me read back those data in the LT result. If you see LT result data, and if you see the overall status got set to A, but if you see in the front end, it is open, not accepted. So now what I will do, I will pass this result back. So in the result back to in the result, F5 let me do, and you can see in the result also we can pass, we have passed the travel ID directly. Since we passed the transactional key, automatically travel ID got updated. And in the param structure, if you see, we pass other data, all other data, whatever we need to pass. Let me do F8 now. So it got terminated. I think we got the accepted result for the our second travel ID as well. So like that it is working. Let me go inside. So here also it is updated as accepted. Let me come back. Let me select some different travel ID in descending order, or some hour which we have created. For example 4197, we have only travel. Let me come back. 4206 we already rejected, but I don't want to in this case. Let me select something else. 4173, we don't have booking for any one of them. One second, somewhere. Okay, anyway, anything you can select. Let me select 4169, and instead of I can see status is still open. I can just click here as well, accept and reject. Let me click on this time reject. You can see overall status is open. Click on rejectTravel. This time the rejectTravel method got triggered. We are reading the data. F6, 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 and result got. If you see the result tab, not in this LT underscore result, if you see, you can see it got rejected. Overall status set to X. Let me do F8, come to UI. You can see overall status got rejected. If you come back for 4169, if you see here as well, it got rejected. It got rejected. So like that, the accept and reject travel instance, we can say action working for the approval application. In this video, we have created the approval application on top of our same base BO. In base BO, from the same base BO, we created the processor application as well and our approval application as well. So like that, we can reuse same base BO to create different application based on our requirement. Not only that, we have successfully implemented the approve and reject action. Now only one action is pending, that is calculate total price. That we will learn along with the determination, because that action we have to call inside the determination method. Before going to next video, please like this video, share this video with others as well. With that, thank you and happy learning.